I realized we took the tape test yesterday. We're going to be focusing on what can be our next steps in our goal. And for most of you, your goal is to get a GED. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. And for some people like Ahmed, it's to get a higher score in the AccuPlacer test. So today we've got 2 items on our agenda. We're going to be doing some work here first to prepare us to move into the computer lab. Our first agenda item is about our learning style. And I'm going to ask you, Roberto, can you tell us what that objective is?
I can determine my preference learning style with an outline software.
Okay, so we know that determine means what? To figure out, to find out. What about preferred?
What do you like?
What you like, exactly. So you're going to determine or find out your preferred, what you like, learning style. Have you guys heard that before, learning style?
Yes.
Some people have.
The way you want to learn?
Yeah, the way you want to learn, or maybe
you like it, you know.
the way that you enjoy learning, or maybe the way that you just learn best. So we're going to have you guys take an online survey when we get into the computer lab, so each one of you can find out what is your preferred learning style. We have different learning styles. We talk about 3 different learning styles. One we call auditory. One style we call visual. And another style we call kinesthetic. And some people call it tactile. So you can see, for those of us in education, we talk about 3 different learning styles. I think some of these vocabulary words, you guys might have a little bit of idea of what it means. Does anyone know what they think auditory might mean? What do you think, Adv?
By watching?
But auditory is not going to be watching, it's going to be what, Antonio? Hearing, okay? So visual might be what, Adv? Watching, okay? So auditory, think about, we talked about hearing, okay? And sometimes that includes speaking, because you hear what you speak, correct? So visual is just what you said, Adv, and what were you saying? By watching, okay, so you can watch, okay. Or some people might say see, okay. Another part of visual might be reading, because we use our eyes visually when we read. This last one, kinesthetic or tactile, might be new for you guys, but someone might know. What do you think, Antonio?
Practice.
Practice or
Touch.
Yeah, touch. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be touch. Or some of us like to do things, right, with our hands. So what I'd like to have you guys do in your table groups is think of ways you can use these learning styles in the class. What would it look like for you? Okay? We can try this one together first as an example. So if my learning style is auditory, that means I like to hear things, or maybe I like to talk, okay? So what as a learner could I do if this is my preferred style?
Maybe,
What do you think, Roberto?
Maybe speak about sciences, or could be more about that. Usually it's more about speaking. And
So maybe as a student you can do what? You can
listen and give an opinion or ask or questioning.
okay, so maybe listen, maybe give an opinion. Okay. Or ask a question maybe. How about something for visual? Do we have one item for visual?
Read a book.
To read, maybe? You can read a book, read a passage. Okay.
Maybe
Observation.
watch a movie.
Okay, maybe you can observe,
Video.
okay, maybe video or a movie, I think that's what you were saying, Alejandro, in a movie. What about this one, kinesthetic? You can be writing maybe, okay, cause you're doing it, maybe writing.
Drawing.
Maybe like, do an experiment with a science experiment, like example.
Yeah, maybe a science experiment. So I think you guys have done a good job with all of us working on getting some ideas of what you can do in the classroom if you are an auditory learner, a visual learner, or a kinesthetic learner. I'd like for us to expand this a little bit more and get you guys to be thinking about what are some other things that you can do if you are this kind of learner. So again, I'd like you to be thinking, okay, for a moment, and then working in your table groups. Try to come up with 3 other items for each of these activities, okay, or learning styles. Do you think?
I like visual.
She says she likes to take notes.
I can use flashcards. I can write the meaning, the words and the meaning, and on the side I can write the synonyms. I don't like it.
I like to listen in class so that I can remember.
I like to listen in class.
Yeah, I like to listen to the teacher so I can understand. If I don't listen to her, I will not understand.
You usually write to remember vocabulary? Yeah.
When listening people, and I can listen. If I take notes, I don't remember. I have to listen. I can get more ideas. I can get more information by listening.
And what we'll do is we're going to see if we are correct in some of these things that we can do to become better learners to reach our goals. Okay, so did anyone come up with 1 or 2 more in the auditory? ADVSCs, what did your table come up with?
Good pronunciation.
Okay, so is that speaking, it helps you if you have better pronunciation?
Yes.
Okay, so pronunciation. Would that also include that the teacher or that you are hearing better pronunciation? Okay. Does anyone else have another item here for the auditory?
What about comprehension?
What was that?
Comprehension?
But what kind of comprehension? Then you're hearing, and then you have better comprehension? Okay, so you're listening, maybe listen for comprehension? Okay. Did another group, what did you guys say, Elsa?
My friend said he learned mostly when he does his homework, so that means mostly by reading.
Okay, so he is, maybe he reads his homework. Okay.
And also by doing.
Okay, so he is doing his, okay, maybe doing his homework. Okay. Did anyone have anything for kinesthetic? What
We
did you?
have one. We also can touch or do to study the fossils, maybe bone fossils.
Okay, so you would touch.
Touch it
Okay.
and building, maybe observe or study the parts of the body and the skeleton.
Okay, so move a skeleton, so fossils or bones. Okay. I like how. Okay, so visual and hearing. Yeah, ADVSCs.
What about sometimes when you have like dictation, so you just write in the right the decision.
For dictation, so you'd be writing.
And then as you hear also.
You're hearing, yeah, so it's a way to mix them up, right? So that we can also have hearing and then writing. So there are some reasons why teachers have you do certain activities to help you guys reach your goal. Antonio, what were you going to say?
Practice and training can be for style.
Okay, so practice or training? Okay. Training or practice. Okay. This is a really good start. We're going to continue this when we go into the computer lab. And I'd like to show you for a moment the online learning style inventory that we're going to take. We're going to take the inventory. There will be some statements and you have to decide how this statement is. I have a pink folder down here called Learning Style Inventory. We just are going to open that up. Inside, I've got a link to our online Learning Style Inventory. This is an inventory they use in many college settings and other areas to help students think about their learning and what is maybe the best method or way that they can learn. So here it says, to gain a better understanding of yourself as a learner, you need to evaluate the way you prefer to learn or process information. By doing so, you will be able to develop strategies which will enhance your learning potential. The following evaluation is a short, quick way of assessing your learning style. No studies have validated this inventory. Its main benefit is to get you to think about yourself, to consider learning alternatives, not rigidly classify you. So you should be answering each question honestly. And we understand the answers are going to be seldom, sometimes, or often. Think we can go and do this? Yeah, what I'd like to do is, because I like to see if what you guys think about yourself now matches with what this online inventory might say. So I'm going to give you guys all a piece of paper, and I want you to write on one side what you think your learning style is right now, and then we'll take the test and you can see if it matches up. Do you remember the 3 categories?
Yes.
Auditory, visual, or tactile, or kinesthetic. Which learning style do you think you are?
I'm a visual.
Okay. Can I? Okay. Also, what is your learning style?
My learning style is, let me read. It's the auditory.
Auditory. And
Auditory, yes.
is that what you thought it was going to be?
That's what I thought, and that's what I do. I tape my own voice, and then I listen by the headphones.
Okay, you already have a good strategy.
And I take
Excellent.
notes also.
Good. Elizabeth, what is your learning style?
Visual learner.
Okay, and is that what you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Okay, so how about your husband? What is his style?
The same.
The same, okay. Maybe the 2 of you can work together, okay, to be. Thank you. So if you guys look over here in our agenda, we are going to be working on our educational learning plan. And so we're going to take the information that you gathered yesterday when you went to the computer lab to do your online learning style inventory. We're going to take that information along with some other pieces of information and create our educational learning plan. The reason that we are doing this is it is one way that you can navigate the educational system. When I use this word navigate, okay, what does that mean to you, navigate?
Search.
It's not quite search, it's go around, yeah. So you can say to go, or maybe we'll say move forward, okay? And maybe we can do some searching along the way.
Look around.
Okay? Look around might not be so much navigating, but it's more moving in a direction. We're going to have you guys be moving in your direction for
How
your
about
goal.
explore?
Okay, explore. Maybe you can be exploring. We want to reach your educational goal. For most of you, what is that goal?
GED?
GED, okay, for a lot of you, okay? Your goal is a GED. For some of you, it might be, Ahmed, your goal is a little different. What is your goal? So college, okay? Because you have a diploma. So you want to get into college and you want to have a good AccuPlacer score, okay? For some of you, that goal might be I need more English and more academic vocabulary to help my kids in school. We all have different goals. What we're going to work on today is how to navigate or move forward to that goal. We're going to use a few pieces of information to reach that goal. One piece of information is going to be your learning, style, your preferred learning style. We're going to take that along with your GED RLA practice score. Your practice test score. Arturo, before you joined our class, 4 weeks ago, everybody here made a GED account so we could have the official GED account. 3 weeks ago, everyone took the official GED RLA practice test. We got a score that will give us information about what areas we need to study. We will combine our learning style and the GED practice test score and diagnostic, to help determine a plan so that we can navigate to reach our goal. Another piece to this is going to be your TABE score. You took the TABE score this week, or the TABE test, right? Yes. So when I have conferences with you next week, I need you guys to think about your learning style, think about the diagnostics from that GED Ready test, and the diagnostics from your TABE reading test to help determine or navigate for you guys to reach this goal. So we have our different styles. How many of you are auditory learners? Do we have some auditory learners? Okay. How many of you guys were visual learners? We got a lot of visual learners. Anyone with the kinesthetic? Was that you, Arturo, kinesthetic?
No.
No. Okay. So I'm kind of surprised because usually I've had at least one person who's kinesthetic. So, but in this class we have auditory and visual learners. What I'd like to do is have you guys split into two groups according to your learning style. So I'm going to have the auditory learners over here. And you can take your things. I just need a pencil. You can leave your things there, actually. We just need a pencil. And then we're going to have the visual learners over on this side. Okay, can you guys go to your two styles? So, auditory learners, I need to have you guys listen carefully because we know the visual learners, they're watching, right? So, what we're going to have you do is read some information about the auditory learner. So, what I have gathered for you here is some information about some of the ideas and strategies auditory learners can use in the classroom. It can help you here while you're pursuing your GED, but it also can help you when you go into college, where you might not have the support of the ABE classroom. So I would like you guys to read these. What you're going to do is you're going to be the experts, and you guys are going to present some strategies to this table over here, who are the visual learners. Okay? The visual learners over here are going to read about strategies that visual learners can use in the classroom. And they are going to present the strategies to the auditory learner. Does that make sense?
According to you.
According to my idea, I think it is easy to reproduce simple letters or words by hearing them. So like this, to keep it like notes, and it's easy to show them, and they can visual, and also helps us to. Yeah. Or what do you think? What's your idea or your opinion?
That's a good idea.
Use the highlighter for information point in the text. So it's very important to highlight the main idea or the important part of the passage that you read. So that you can quick, whenever you want to back and get the information, you can find quick. So I think that'd be good. The other one
when we are visualized learners, we should have a clear view of the teachers when they are speaking to see their body, language, and facial expressions.
And what does that mean to you, Gregorio? If you had to paraphrase that in your own words, what would you say?
I would like to sit in front of the room, and then nobody's gonna be in front of me, and then I can see the teacher how she's explaining us.
And do you usually try to sit so that you can see the teacher?
Not really, but I always try to see the teacher how she's teaching us.
Okay.
Usually us we need to have like pencils or pen so that when the teacher is teaching we have like to take notes.
Okay. And do you do that yourself now, Alex?
Not really, but I think it's a good strategy, so I might try to do that.
You're a visual learner?
Use a mental picture to remember things.
Do you do that now? Okay, so excellent. So keep it up. What are some of the strategies for auditory learners that you're going to teach the visual learners?
We are discussing about what points can help to that guy.
Okay, visual learners.
Yeah, to the visual learning. And within one good idea could be discuss ideas with friends. And like to participate in class discussions or debate.
Okay. And do you guys do that in class? Do you like to discuss? Okay. Do you guys?
Reciting information over
Okay.
again for reciting like something you are memorize and then you recite again. So that
Okay.
thing is good for to memorize something.
Does that help you?
Yes, that's I try some of them, but it works.
You about your educational plan.
Okay.
And I see that you put your goal is to do what?
Get my GED.
GED, excellent. And your preferred learning style was what?
Visual.
Visual.
Yes,
Is that
my
what you thought it
preferred
was?
learning is visual.
Yeah. Did you think it was that you were a visual learner before we took the?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, excellent. And I like the strategies that you have here. This one, you know, it's very near to my heart, reading 30 minutes a day.
Okay.
I like how you say doing homework is going to be one. And can you describe this one a little bit more about your strategy? You were also talking about it in class.
I'm talking about we were in 15 words for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my goal is to make flashcards with the corresponding 15 words.
Okay.
For remember or
Yeah.
practice the learning in the 15 words.
Okay, excellent. I like that
The
strategy.
meaning